My name is Dr. Katika Vandermeer, and I practice in Northwest Arkansas. We also work with a lot of very difficult cases. We sort of have a reputation for that. I practice with my dad and sisters, a bunch of chiropractors, and I specialize in advanced fibromyalgia. So I'm lucky enough to have Dr. Pascal as a mentor, and I will never forget, I was driving home, I think it was a Tuesday night, after work, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Driving home, practice all day." And he said, "Go home and buy this instrument. Call me later. Bye." So I, testament to my trust in him, I went home, I looked it up, and bought it. So I got it, and the first patient I used it on was actually a patient of my dad's. 10 years ago, she had a very badly herniated disc, and it healed, so much so that now on MRI, her neurologist swears she had surgery. Her body did such a beautiful job. Well, she has another herniation now that is extremely severe and refuses to get surgery on it. But in the meantime, while her body is healing this, she's sleeping maybe 2 hours a night. I mean, the pain is just debilitating. So I used the wand on her, and it just blew my mind. She said she had tingling in her feet, very severe tingling, and then a warm feeling all over her legs, and her pain went from an 8 on the pain scale to a 2 on the pain scale, and we've never looked back since. I mean, that was the beginning of her healing. She is now at a 2 or a 3 out of 10 consistently. So that really got my attention. The next difficult case I used it on is a patient that is very allergic. Now, when I say allergic, I don't mean just seasonal allergies. She is allergic to food. She got to the point where she could only take in chicken broth. So, vitamin deficiency, mineral deficiencies, that was becoming a big problem. Her allergist was not returning her calls anymore, and she was desperate. She was afraid of dying. Lots of times in the middle of the night, she would get these severe attacks where she couldn't breathe, and then they would have to rush her to the emergency room. So we started using the wand on her, and they noticed that when she had an allergic attack and she wanted herself, that she could breathe again. So one night in the middle of the night, she had one of those very severe attacks. Her husband was getting ready to dial 911, and then he decided to just use the wand. Within 5 minutes, she could breathe completely normally. So that was amazing to me. And at that point, it sort of dawned on me, oh my gosh, what am I going to wand myself right out of a practice? What would they need me for? And the thing is, what I found is that is so not the case. It's this beautiful marriage between the wand and chiropractic. Very few people remain completely pain-free between their adjustments. You have those instances, even as a chiropractor, where you wish, man, I just wish I had another chiropractor with me right now. I mean, this is a great tool to have. So I educate my patients, this is for pain, this is for at home when I can't be with you. We're not correcting your spine with it, but it's certainly an amazing tool instead of reaching for ibuprofen or Tylenol, and they love it. It's as if everybody's been waiting for something natural that they can use for pain all this time. So I use this with every single fibromyalgia patient now. I give them the option of paying me to want them for the year that they pay for, or to go ahead and purchase the instrument. Purchase the instrument. They're never without it. I've got a whole slew of patients carrying their instruments, their wands around with them all over town. So it's kind of funny, but I cannot imagine my life without this tool. It's been with me for 6 weeks now, and it feels like 6 years. And honestly, it's been a quantum leap for me. I cannot imagine practicing without this ever again. So it's been literally life-changing. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I hope you guys can tell how excited I am.
Oh, that is just some amazing stories. I was just texting Dr. Pascal when you were talking, and just going, that is such an amazing story. Thank you very much for sharing. That is just awesome.